This is definitely a livery that looks amazing with the bespoke weathering. A big hello to you, welcome back to the channel, so great to see you and I hope I find you well. I'm Jennifer Kirk, welcoming you up here to the loft on Weir Yard, and today we're going to be taking a look at a further two exclusive Heljan Class 45 models. Now yesterday we had a full review of this type of locomotive that are brand new in 00 from Heljan, and we looked at a couple of the exclusives that one particular retailer had commissioned, and I said at the time that I knew of 3 different shops that had commissioned exclusive models of this Class 45. Now today is the turn of TMC, the model centre, and not content with commissioning several exclusives, these are actually a body style which is not replicated amongst any of the other main range versions. So I'm really excited and looking forward to seeing just how these models look, and they have been loaned to the channel by TMC, the model centre, and you can find a link in the description box down below taking you to their website where these models and also the rest of the main range models can be bought today. And of course, as it's TMC, they've also got their custom weathering service too, so if you want something a little bit more special, then they do offer that on any of the models on their website. So come with me in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts, and check out their full range available to order and buy today from tramfabrique.co.uk, their UK stockists. Support also comes from TMC, the Model Centre. Check out their comprehensive and fully stocked website at themodelcentre.com. For project ideas, why not look at their airbrush offers at the link in the description and have a go at creating your own weathering and graffiti masterpieces. It couldn't be simpler. Without further ado, I'm really excited to show you 2 more of these exclusive Heljan Class 45 models, and let's see just what is on offer from TMC, the Model Centre. With the all-new Heljan Class 45 finally coming through to the shops, it's been a great bonanza for Peak fans to pick up high-quality, new-tooled versions of all the different Class 45 variants, and today is the turn of the TMC, the Model Centre Special Commissions, and they were one of the retailers who asked Heljan to produce a number of exclusives for themselves, and these actually feature a different nose front from any of the ones that are available from any other sources, and these represent the very early members of the Class 45, and these models that have been loaned to the channel also feature TMC sound fitting, and it'd be really interesting to hear that up and running. And we've also got the TMC full custom weathering too, so this pair are actually a really special set. And of course at the link down below you can buy these either DCC ready, completely factory clean, or you can specify the sound and also the expert weathering too if you want something really special for your collection. So the first one up is 45093, and this is the BR Blue split head code Class 45 D15. And it's these split head code versions which are exclusive to TMC, representing the earliest members of the class. Again, as we talked about yesterday, we've got 21-pin interface, and there's actually really comprehensive lighting in these models, which include headlights, tail lights, and these are independently switchable, so you can run a locomotive within a train without the red tail lights, or alternatively you can run it like locomotive with the red tail lights. And it requires a 6-function decoder, and this also allows independently switched cab lights too, and the cab lights themselves really are something special. The reason for this is that the cab interiors on these models are incredibly well detailed. There's also in here just a little magnetic wand, and this is just so that DC users can turn off and on the cab lights without having to rotate the locomotive upside down and fiddle with switches underneath. And incidentally, we did find out yesterday in the companion review that these were also, you could turn them off on DCC as well if you really wanted to. Now we've also got the Lego Man Biffo Class 45 functions here. It's just a little insert. So just looking down there, we've got different horn options, compressors, automatic flange squeal. So there really is some quite interesting functions on that, and I'm really looking forward actually to hearing the sound suite. The model itself we've got here is weathered with the TMC bespoke weathering, and you can see that this is far more than just a blow over with an airbrush. We've got a lot of thought gone into this kind of brake dust and dirt that builds up on the underframe of any locomotive, and then kind of patchiness coming up where the dirt would accumulate. And this is a rust-free locomotive, but certainly it's done a couple of turns and it has picked up a little bit of road dirt on the way. We've also got a little bit of shininess from the fan, and you could imagine some kind of condensation or fluids being blown out and just running down the body side. Looking across the roof, we've got a buildup of soot around the exhaust vent, just as you would see on the prototypical locomotives. And a really nice touch here is you can see that the sweep of the windscreen wipers is completely clean and clear, just as it would be on the real locomotives, and I particularly love the streaking that is in evidence on the front of these. Now we've also got those doors in the nose, which a lot of these locomotives were built with, the idea being that you could connect up two of these in multiple, and the driver could, even whilst the locomotive was moving, you could get through. But the reality was that the overhang was so much that they tended to pull apart, and these were very quickly taken out of use and welded up. However, the TMC commission features this split head code and the doors in the centre. So this is very much in their early stages of their life, pre any rebuilds. We've got an awful lot of separately applied handrails, and I do like, we've got the 55A shed code plate and the overhead warning. And this locomotive represents the pre-tops D-numbered rail blue, which is something that you don't tend to see an awful lot. And certainly there are modelers out there who quite like this period, which kind of overlaps with the end of BR steam and into the early tops period. We've got the handrails, which I think are plastic, but are quite a lot more robust than we've seen on releases of this model from other manufacturers. And I do love on these, you can see the kind of internal structure highlighted up there, and that really does work well. Again, we've got that suggestion of moisture or some other fluid that's come round the top there, coming blasted out from the fan, and it is nice little touches like this which make the difference on weathering. We've got the wheel faces all weathered up, and it's in these cabs, which I will show you on the track with the cab lighting up and running. There is such a wealth of detail. Now, when it comes to DCC fitting, these two models that have been loaned to the channel are pre-fitted with the sound suite, but if you need a DCC fitting guide, the video that we put out yesterday gives you all of the details that you need to know. Suffice to say, there is plenty of room inside these models to be able to fit the decoder with greatest of ease, and plenty of space left over too for if you wish to add Stay Alive or your own selection of speakers. Now, looking to the next model that TMC have kindly loaned to the channel, we have got 45090, and this is the BR Green split head code, this time as D13. So it's the same style of body as the previous blue one we've just shown you. Again, this comes with the deluxe weathering, and we've got the sound fitted option here as well. So this really is a special locomotive. One of the things that really comes alive with this, with the light grey roof, we've really got that wealth of weathering coming to the fore, and this is definitely a livery that looks amazing with the bespoke weathering. Just like the previous one, we've got the suggestion of moisture or oil or fluid that has run down, having been blasted up through the fan on the roof. We've also got, and I like this as well, it's quite subtly done, we've got the kind of damp patches just there and there at the end of the rain strips, which have very, very subtly been added in a kind of almost translucent white, and just little bits like that. A locomotive that's been out in the wet, in the rain, really does look good. The rest of the weathering is nice. We've got that kind of brake dust, road dirt built up from the underside, feathering up, and we've got this sense of dirt accumulating around the detail. It really is a great weathering job. On the noses, we've got the plain green going all the way round. These are pre any kind of warning panels. Again, we've got that clear track on the windows that the windscreen wipers would keep clear. It's really nicely done, and it's something that really does show the difference between a well thought out weathering on a locomotive and one where it just gets blasted over with an airbrush. All of the detail on this Heljan model is really quite refined. It's something that we touched on in yesterday's video, the separately applied roof detail, and in fact all of the detail on the roof. There is just such a wealth of it. The more you look, the more there is to give from this model. And it doesn't stop there. We've got really, really well-defined bogies. And it's something that these were very much a signature of the class, of the 44s, the 45s and the 46s. And we've got this arrangement of the sprung pony, but just like on the real one, you can see the ends of the axles, and they actually do poke through the gaps in the frame. It's a touch that I've never seen modelled before, but certainly it's an interesting change. One of the things I do like as well about this is that the slimline tension lock couplings, they plug into a NEM pocket in the front of the bogies. And unlike a lot of other types of diesels where you can either have the buffer beam detail or you can have the coupling, on these you can have both. The coupling doesn't interfere with any of that factory applied pipework and detail, and it just really does look amazing. And we've got that at both ends, because even though we've got a coupling at both ends, we don't have to remove any of that detailing to be able to make use of that. The weathering on the buffers as well, we've got the greasy patches in the centre. Anybody who's seen the buffers on a real railway locomotive or item of rolling stock knows that they have this particular look to them because they're actually convex, and the grease kind of builds up in a patch in the centre, and that is captured really, really well with that weathering. The D13 is sharp, and then we've also got the build plate underneath there. It'd be interesting to see just how legible that is on magnification. We've got the ferret and dartboard, and these also have these detail embellishments of the slightly creamy light green stripe and the body side grills, which are also finished in the same colour. And just looking there, it really does bring alive that internal structure. And these, I'm not sure whether they're etches or moulded, but whichever way it is an incredibly good effect. And you see there, it just looks right. And that's something that is present on all of the different models, but I really do like it. Now we're going to take these over onto Weir Yard and we're going to put them through their paces. Sound on these locomotives is exquisite, and it's everything that you would expect from a Lego Man Biffo sound installation. When it comes to running, both of these locomotives performed really well, effortlessly taking my 10-coach test train around Weir Yard, including clattering through double slips and other complex point work with no sign of trouble whatsoever. The locomotives feature 12-wheel drive and 12-wheel pickup, and that makes for quite a steady performer given the weight in that solid cast chassis. With the 10-coach train, it really didn't seem like the locomotives were taxed one little bit, and I suspect that these would pull far in excess of those 10 Bachmann Mark 1s. In fact, probably to the point where the limiting factor is the coupling's ability to stay coupled with the tail weight rather than the locomotive maxing out and starting to wheel spin. All in all, these are a great opportunity to pick up the early style peaks in the pre-tops D number blue and also in the plain green variants. The bespoke weathering really is well done, and there's a lot of thought gone into the application of this, such that the more you look at it, the more little tiny details just slowly make themselves known to you, and it really is a joy to look closely at these. They're pretty much works of art. Both of these locomotives are available now from TMC, either in factory fresh, unweathered DCC ready form, or an assortment of sound installation options and bespoke weathering. At the time of ordering, just simply specify what options that you want and get something really quite exclusive into your locomotive fleet. Well, I hope you really enjoyed today's video and found it informative. And don't forget that we've got a link in the description box that takes you to TMC, the Model Centre, where the models featured in today's video along with the rest of the main range of the Heljan 00 Class 45s, are available to buy at £160 for the regular main range versions and just £169 for the exclusive to TMC commissions. Also, don't forget that you can check out our full merchandise store down below in the shop just underneath this video on YouTube, and you can pick yourself up some exclusive designs of hoodies, t-shirts, die-cut stickers and mugs, which are perfect for any follower of this channel. And with the run-up to Christmas beginning, they're the perfect gift, either to ask somebody else to buy for you or to buy for somebody else that you might know who follows this channel. And don't forget to tickle that like button, share the video too, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. And you can, of course, head on over to Patreon at the link below to help support the channel to keep making the videos that you want to see. With a multitude of different tiers of rewards, there's something to suit everybody, and for as little as $1 per month you can be part of the behind the scenes crew who gets early access to Friday videos and helps to choose the topics that we cover on this channel. But without further ado, you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now. Today's video comes in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabrique.co.uk. Additional support comes from Rails of Sheffield. Sell to the name you know and trust. Family-run business purchasing collections for over 50 years. From single items to lifetime collections, no collection is too small or too big. Buy, sell or exchange, any age or any gauge. Rails will take everything: locos, coaches, wagons, track work, controllers, accessories. In fact, they'll take absolutely everything and certainly will not cherry pick the best items. Rails are only a phone call away. Call them now for the very best price and get instant cash payment or same-day transfer. Check them out today at the link below. I'd like to send out a huge thanks to everybody who supports me on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Offshore Allen, Michael Lockie, Helen Sink, Gary Lewis, David Quinn, Sparky107107, George Botterini, Chris Moss, Robert Steers, Sam Yates, Dale Williams, John N from NC, NYMRish, Jonathan Foster, Peter, Clifford Ison, Larry W. Grant, NI Railways 4000 class, Ian Coulson, Alan Dickerson, Eddie Popper, Karen Nichol, Medwin Williams, Crossways Point Junction, 3B Rail, and Jennifer Horton. Thank you. Without you guys, I couldn't do this.